Hello everyone. Today I thought I'll discuss few image-based questions because these are very important for your exam point of view. So, in my previous video, I have explained few videos chapter-wise or system-wise. So, I have few questions. We can discuss each. So, moving on to first question. So, the first question is a 26-year-old man presents with well-defined erythematous rash on elbows covered with silvery scales. Which of the following is the most likely diagnosis? So we have options. So the first option is psoriasis, second is erythema multiforme, and the third option is eczema. Okay. So it is 26-year-old man. So he is presenting with some reddish lesions, erythematous rash, and the location is very important. So it is over elbows. Okay. Again, it is covered with silvery scales. Again, they have given this picture. Okay. So we have three options. So before that, we can discuss each option because the question can differ in your exams. So we can start with the first topic, psoriasis. Okay. So in psoriasis, it comes under a scaly disorder. Okay. So scaly disorder means the patient will be having some scaly lesion. Okay. And usually it will be itchy. And in case of psoriasis, there are different types, but the most common type is plaque psoriasis. Okay. So plaque psoriasis means they are slightly raised lesion. Okay, so when we examine the lesions, it will be slightly raised. Okay, and also the most important thing is they will be covered with some white or silvery scales. Okay, so that is very important. So here the answer is psoriasis. Again, we can check the other options also because they can also come for your exam. So again, what is erythema multiforme? Okay, so erythema multiforme means the main lesion looks like this. That means there will be some center redness and sometimes there will be a ring, okay, around it, and this is known as target lesion. Okay, so we have many causes for this lesion. So it can be because of some drug side effect. Okay, like drugs like penicillin can cause this. There are variety of drugs. Again, there is one more cause for this, that is, it can occur due to some infections also, like some viral infections and also mycoplasma pneumonia, which is a type of pneumonia. Okay, so these are some of the major causes for this erythema multiforme. Okay, again, as I said, in this lesion, it looks like this, and this is called as target lesion. Okay, so in our question, they are not telling about this, so we can rule out this. Again, the third one is eczema. So you might get confused with both psoriasis and eczema because both are scaly lesions. Okay. Again, the location wise, we can actually easily differentiate between these conditions. Okay. So in psoriasis, as the picture suggests or as the question suggests, it is seen over extensor aspect. Okay, so extensor aspect means like it can occur in the elbows, in the knee. Okay, so it is usually over extensor aspects. Again, coming to eczema, it is usually seen in flexural aspect. Okay, that means inside of wrist, and again it can occur anywhere, but to remember easily, just remember it occurs in the flexural aspect. Okay, and this is also a scaly condition. The patient can present with severe itching. Okay, so just with the location we can actually easily identify, and also the lesions also differs much. Like in psoriasis we can see the specific finding like silvery or white scale, but in eczema that presentation is not present actually. Okay, so here the answer is psoriasis. Again, coming to the next question. So the next question is, a 5-year-old boy, so is a small child, brought to the GP after noticing lesions on his neck and trunk. On examination, there are several smooth, elevated, reddish papules with central punctum. Which of the following is the most likely diagnosis? So we have three options. So first option is herpes simplex, second is molluscum contagiosum, and the third is what? Okay. So coming to question, so this is a small child. This is 5-year-old child. Lesions on his neck and trunk. Again, about lesion, they have given this picture. Okay, so you can see here. There's a reddish papules. Okay, papules means slightly elevated lesions with the central punctum. Okay, central punctum means, or sometimes they can tell you that it's just umplicated. Okay, that means there is some depression at the center of the lesion. Again, which of the following is the most likely diagnosis? Okay, so we can check each option. So the first option is herpes simplex. So we know that herpes simplex, or what we call it as cold sores, they usually occurs as vesicles. So vesicles means they will be presenting as a group of vesicles, like tiny raised lesions with the fluid inside. Okay. So that is the presentation of herpes simplex. So this is totally different from what they are telling. Okay, because this is not grouped. Okay, so it's a single lesion. And also, as they said, there is some central punctum also. So this is not the answer. Again, molluscum contagiosum. Okay, so molluscum contagiosum, the presentation is like this. Okay, that means it is usually seen in children. Okay, again, it can seen in adults, but usually in immunocompromised state, like when the patient is having HIV. Okay, only in that cases we find this molluscum contagiosum. Okay. Again, this is actually caused by pox virus. This is caused by pox virus. Okay. Again, the presentation is very important. So, as they say, it is a slightly elevated lesion or reddish or white papules with umbilication. Umbilication means the center will be slightly depressed. Okay. And mostly there is one more feature. When we squeeze these lesions, we can get some cheesy material. Okay. So that is also correct. So here the answer is B, that is molluscum contagiosum. Okay. So first of all, remember this is usually seen in children, and if seen in adults, the HIV can be the reason. Okay. Again, the most important thing is there are some papules with the depression at the center. Okay. Again, the last option is warts. So warts, the difference is even that is elevated lesion, we won't find this depression or the umbilication. Okay. So here the answer is molluscum contagiosum. So this is the picture. So these picture-based questions are very important because sometimes they won't be giving all these description. Okay, directly they can give this picture or some features, one or two features. Okay, so it's always very important to, like, sometimes they can ask you as spot diagnosis also. Okay, so all these pictures are very important. Again, moving on to the next question. So the next question is, a 24-year-old unmarried woman has multiple nodular, cystic, pustular, and comedonal lesions on face, upper back, and shoulders for 2 years. So, which of the following is the drug of choice? So, they have given the picture. So, it looks scary. So it is a young female. Okay. So, she has a multiple nodular, cystic, pustula, that means pus, and comedonal. Again, what is comedones? So comedones means what we call it as, we have two types of comedones. Okay. So open and closed, or what we call it as blackheads, whiteheads. Okay. So this person is having all the features. Okay. So first of all, you should know what is the diagnosis. Okay. So here the diagnosis is acne vulgaris. Okay. So we know that we don't get all these lesions at the same time. Okay, so it depends upon the involvement. Okay, sometimes it can be mild, again sometimes it can be moderate, and the third classification is severe. So we can basically classify the acne vulgaris into three, that is mild, moderate, and severe. Okay, so the initial stage or the mild stage means they will be having just this comedones. So comedones means either it can be blackheads or whiteheads. Okay, again, when it comes to moderate, that means slightly more severe, we can get pustules, papules, all the features. Okay. Again, when it comes with features like nodules and cysts, okay, or scarring, we call it as severe acne. Okay. So this patient is actually having a severe type of acne. Okay. So first of all, we should remember, or we should correctly diagnose this, because according to that only we should treat the patient. So they are asking for the drug of choice. Okay. So we have different options. So the first option is azithromycin, doxycycline, tretinoin, and isotretinoin. Okay. So the first two options A and B are antibiotics. Okay. Again, you should remember that we give antibiotics. We can give antibiotics at any stage, even in mild, moderate. Okay. But antibiotics are given, even given in severe. We have another option which is known as isotretinoin. Okay, so isotretinoin means they are oral retinoids. Okay, oral retinoids. Okay, again, what does retinoid mean? Or tretinoin means they are some vitamin A derivative. Okay, so if the patient is actually presenting with moderate type means which is the most common type, like if the patient is presenting with some papules or pustules, okay, we can give this antibiotics as oral or topical. Along with that, we may actually give them some topical retinoids also. Okay, but that is topical. We give this oral retinoids only in case of severe acne. That means whenever there is nodules or cystic, okay, or nodular cystic, what we call the same nodular cystic, okay. So here the answer is isotretinoin. Again, I will tell you something regarding isotretinoin. This drug is actually contraindicated in pregnancy. That is very important. So we don't give this in pregnant women. Okay. Again, one important side effect of this drug is whenever we use this drug, our skin becomes hypersensitive. Okay. So it can cause easily sunburns also. So before prescribing this, we should ask all these things like whether the patient is pregnant or not, or whether they are planning to get pregnant. Okay. So first we should rule out that, and also we should tell the patient that sometimes they can get this sunburn. Okay. So they should actually limit the exposure of sun after applying this cream. So hope you understood. So I'll be coming with more image based questions in coming videos. So see you in next video. Bye.